Chapter number 3, Kingdom Plantae. In this chapter we have studied the different categories and different groups under the Kingdom Plantae. Like initially we have started with the Thallophyta, that is algae. Then we have completed Bryophytes, okay, then Pteridophytes, and now in today's lecture we are going to start with the gymnosperms. Now let us discuss some of the general characters of gymnospermic plants. Gymnosperm. Now in this entire world, gymnospermic plants, there are about 70 genera and 1000 species. In India also there are some generic and species plant present in our India. Now generally when we say gymnosperms, let us understand first the meaning of gymnosperm. Gymnosperms. In our classification we have studied Thallophyta, Bryophyta and Pteridophyta as lower plants which are mostly non-vascular except Pteridophyta. Now these gymnosperms are basically vascular plant. Mostly higher plants develop vascular system. So these are vascular plants and higher plants. Now as the main meaning of this word suggests, gymnos and sperms, higher plant. Such plants grow very tall, huge plants, some are small in size, but mostly well developed plant, higher plants. Such plants mostly grow in temperate region, cold climate, for example Cycas and Pinus, Cedrus deodara, Dalbergia, Shiso. So these plants are very common in India also, about 56 genera are present in India. Now gymnospermic plant, the word suggests sperms means seed and gymnos means without covering, means naked seed without any covering. Now in this plant the seeds are there, okay. Now you know ovules develop into seeds. So such ovules developed in this gymnospermic plant, there is sexual reproduction. In that sexual reproduction ovules develop and forms the seed. But here, like in angiosperm, ovules are not developed in ovaries. Ovules are not developed inside ovary, ओके तो यहाँ पे ओव्यूल्स तो है पर ओवरी एब्सेंट है, ओके। अब जैसे आपको पता है ओव्यूल से सीड बनते हैं, वैसे ओवरी से क्या बनता है, फ्रूट। तो यहाँ पे ओव्यूल्स ओवरी के अंदर नहीं है, तो सीड जैसे नॉर्मल एंजियोस्पर्मिक प्लांट में फ्रूट में डेवलप होते हैं, तो यहाँ पे ओवरी नहीं है तो फ्रूट्स भी एब्सेंट होंगे। तो यू शुड राइट हियर सीड्स आर नॉट डेवलप्ड इनसाइड फ्रूट। तो यहाँ पे फ्रूट और ओवरी जो है वो एब्सेंट है, राइट। तो ओव्यूल्स आर डेवलपिंग इनटू द सीड बट ओवरी एंड फ्रूट्स आर एब्सेंट. This is what this word means, that is gymnosperm means naked seed without the covering of fruit, right. Next, vascular plants, higher plants. Let us study their feature one by one. Now in this plant, the higher plant, for example we'll take the example of Pinus tree or Cycas tree. All these trees are higher, they are tree and they are true sporophytic plant. These are true sporophytic plant, means in their life cycle sporophytic generation is very dominant and that entire tree is called as sporophytic plant, okay. So Pinus, Cycas, like there are so many examples of sporophytic plants. Now let us study their different structure, their body parts one by one. Let us start with the roots. Now gymnospermic plant. So generally show taproot system. Taproots. Taproots, you know, primary develop secondary, and secondary root develop tertiary. Likewise, this is a taproot system is very common. There are some special features about the roots. For example, in cycas tree there are corolide roots. Corolide roots means, corolide word comes from the coral reefs. Coral reefs जैसे समुद्र में पाए जाते हैं वैसे ही कुछ उनके रूट्स दिखाई देते हैं. जनरली नॉर्मल रूट्स ऐसे होने चाहिए, प्राइमरी, सेकेंडरी एंड टर्शरी. पर यहाँ पे ये जो रूट्स है दे गेट स्वेल लाइक दिस एंड दे अपीयर लाइक coral reefs. So the name is corolide root like this. Okay, why is this kind of swelling is there in the root? The reason is inside this root there is a growth of cyanobacteria. And that is nothing but the blue green algae. Nostoc, Anabina, such kind of cyanobacteria grows inside the special tissues of this cycas leaves. Like this, for example, there will be intracellular spaces. If you will study the transverse section, तो जहाँ जहाँ पे इंट्रासेलुलर स्पेसेस है वहाँ पे इस तरह से सियानोबैक्टीरिया की कॉलोनीज आपको दिखाई देंगी और उसकी वजह से जो है ये स्वोलन मतलब कोरोलाइड रूट्स का अपीयरेंस आता है. इट विद दिस सियानोबैक्टीरिया हेल्प द प्लांट इन नाइट्रोजन फिक्सेशन. They fix the nitrogen it provide to the plants and therefore plant grow very luxuriantly, right? Second example is of pinus tree. Now pinus, the roots of pinus plant like this, there is a special growth, special organism grow on this on the surface of root, and the special organism are called as mycorrhiza. Now what are these mycorrhiza? Myco means fungus, rhiza means root. These are mycorrhiza means fungus. The name of the fungus is mycorrhiza. They are called root fungus. Fungus which grow in association with the root are called root fungus. Myco, you know the word mycology means study of fungus. So myco means fungus and root means rhiza. So these mycorrhiza are of endophytic type. Generally there are three types of mycorrhiza: ectophytic, endo and vam. Ecto means mycorrhiza which form a mantle or shield around the surface, on the surface of these roots. So they grow externally, बाहर से ये grow होते तो हम कहेंगे ecto. Endomycorrhiza जो है वो सेल के अंदर penetrate करते हैं. For example, if this is a section of this root pinus के, तो उसके अंदर जो है इस तरह से arbuscus बनाएंगे और fungus जो है वो grow करेंगे. ओके, तो ये endophytic mycorrhiza सेल के अंदर, infect we cannot say infect, they are helpful fungus. They grow in this cells inside the root there is a growth. Vam is vesicular arbuscular mycorrhiza. They show both endo and ecto form. Okay, so mycorrhiza, this when there is a growth of mycorrhiza on this surface, like these are the root and this is the mycelium around this. This is the mycelium of this fungus mycorrhiza. They are very helpful. Mycorrhiza is very helpful. They help in absorption of water and mineral. They become a shield, protective shield for the root growth. They do not avoid any other pathogenic microorganism to infect these roots. So these are very helpful, and also absorb special minerals like sulfur and phosphorus from the soil and provide it to the plant. So in this condition is also mycorrhiza are helping the plant for their better growth. Okay, so pinus show these both are symbiotic association. This is the special association with the roots called as symbiotic association. Symbiotic association means these both. For example, for cycas cyanobacteria, for pinus mycorrhiza, these both organisms both are getting benefited equally. So this association is symbiotic. Pinus with the mycorrhiza and Cycas with cyanobacteria. So these are the special kind of roots commonly present in gymnospermic plants. Okay, now next point is stem. Mostly stem is cylindrical, erect. Generally ये जो plant होते हैं, these are generally evergreen plant. Stem commonly cylindrical, but for example Pinus show branching system, but most commonly like in Cycas or in Cedrus deodara, generally cylindrical stem is present like this. Okay, and then above that different kind of leaves. Exceptions are of Pinus, they show branching like this. Okay, erect, and the stem is woody. So it is evergreen plant. Woody means they are a very, that wood is actually used for making furniture. This wood is called as timber. Why? Because they are most commonly used in different construction material for making furniture, railway sleepers. There are so many. The wood is very, very hard and also useful. Cedrus deodara, the very famous wood, belong to the gymnospermic plant Cedrus deodara. Then Dalbergia siso, the very famous shisa wood. Generally that shisa wood used in making matchsticks. So that is from this gymnospermic plant Dalbergia siso, Cedrus deodara. So these are very famous plants for timber. These are called timber yielding wood. Wood is very important. Okay. Now these plants show, basically why this wood is important, they show secondary growth. That is why the wood is very important. And as you already know, secondary growth obviously occur due to presence of cambium. There is a cambium between xylem and phloem, and that is responsible for the secondary growth. So the stem is very hard wood, timber yielding. Next point is of leaves. Now leaves are basically again evergreen. Leaves are dimorphic. Dimorphic means morphologically there are two types of leaves. Morphic, morphologically there are two types of leaves. Okay, two types of leaf. First type is foliage. फर्स्ट जो टाइप है वो है foliage leaves का. Foliage leaf जो होते हैं generally spiny, needle like, or sometimes they are pinnately compound. Pinnately compound जो एग्जाम्पल है वो है साइकस का. अब ये साइकस ट्री कैसे दिखाई देते हैं? जनरली दे अपीयर लाइक कोकोनट ट्री बट दे आर वेरी शॉर्ट इन हाइट. जनरली इन गार्डन्स एज ऑर्नामेंटल डेकोरेटिव प्लांट दे आर ग्रोन. बहुत सारे गार्डन्स में ये दिखाई देता है. अपीयर लाइक कोकोनट, द लीव्स अपीयर लाइक कोकोनट but they are not as thin as coconut pinnately compound leaf. They are a little bit shorter and thicker. Okay, but appearance is like short heighted coconut tree. So cycas. And next pinus. In pinus the leaves are spiny needle like. For example this leaves are spiny needle like. Okay, so foliage leaves. Foliage leaves can be, generally foliage leaves are green. They can be spiny needle like or they can be pinnately compound like coconut. Second type of leaf is scaly leaves. Okay, scaly leaves are brown in color. They are brown in color and generally they grow on the tree trunk. ये जो tree trunk का surface होता है, they are hard, woody. They are not green and leathery like foliage leaves. They are hard, woody and brown in color, and they generally grow on the stem or tree trunk. Okay, so in this way there are two types of leaves, foliage leaves and scaly leaves. Okay, now next feature is of secondary growth. Secondary growth means there is a cambium present. So cambium will develop secondary tissues. There will be secondary xylem, secondary phloem. Here xylem have tracheids. Xylem have tracheids and phloem have sieve cells. Okay, secondary growth is present as cambium is present. Alternation of generation. Now in alternation of generation, the alternation of generation is showing sporophytic generation dominant. So diplontic alternation of generation means sporophytic generation is dominant, then it is independent, okay, and it is autotrophic. Dominant, independent and autotrophic. This plant is a huge tree, and gametophytic generation is very short lived, recessive, dependent on the sporophytic plant and very reduced. So gametophytic generation is recessive generation, dependent on sporophyte. Here sporophytic generation is dominant. Reproduction. Now in this reproduction part we will study in our next lecture.